Hi, it's Ange. So today I wanted to make a video because I felt really inspired to do it on universal balance and why the trend about the law of attraction only tells you half the story. And I'm going to tell you this through my experience. So basically going with examples that, I've actually experienced in my life and why I could never really understand these concepts that have been kind of displayed to us in popular culture. So the first thing is basically about cutting cords and this whole trend about let go. I really don't agree with the concept. I understand what people want to apply with just let go of something or a person or a situation, but that's just not how it works. Like, the human mind and body doesn't just let go of something. It's much more applicable to say let it flow. And that's why I'm a big proponent of let it just flow instead of letting go, because we don't just go around and just chop cords that easily. It's not possible for us as human beings to do that. So, letting go is normally a long process. It's a slow process, and it can take years. So when going back to the whole law of attraction, and when people say, oh, let go and something new will come, well, there's a certain correct statement to that, but it's not always understood by everybody properly. And I'm going to use an example through my experience is that, let's say, for example, there's tensions or conflict between you and friends or relationships. I've always noticed that, let's say, if I wasn't able to go out somewhere with somebody, or like either I couldn't afford to go, or someone started a conflict with me and then decided to leave me out or not inform me about some activity going on that weekend for whatever their personal reasons were. Or there's just conflict between a relationship and you have to be separated from those people or that person. It could be a group, it could be an individual, and it might not even be a person, it could be a situation or an event. So basically, when the law of attraction brings you something new, it's always in your favor, but you don't always get what you want or what you expected to have. So you always have to be open to receiving completely something that you're not used to receiving. And what I've noticed is that I've always had alternatives that were always best fit for me in those given situations. So, for example, if there was a conflict that I had one week with, let's say, one of my girlfriends, and I decided not to go out that weekend to a dinner or a movie or whatever the plan was, then on the Saturday that the event was happening, something else would come up in my life that would almost force me to stay at home, or last minute event change that, oh, I really should be going to this instead anyway. And there was always some sort of alternative, like either because there was extra work that I needed to do, or, wow, I decided to go hiking instead and I met a guy, instead. on my hiking trip. So, there's, when you follow your path with the best intention and, and with the, the goodness that you believe is the best fit for you and not doing it in spite, I think those kind of alternatives come up and you realize that this is what you should be doing, and whatever reality someone else is experiencing about you is their reality. And, and it has nothing to do with your being, character, or personality, even if there's a conflict going on or tension. So I've always felt that there was always benefit to it. So that's the first example. The second example is kind of similar to the first one, and it basically describes that you've perhaps outgrown certain individuals or situations, that especially when you have these situations occur and you receive these alternatives that are, oh my gosh, this was like the best weekend ever, and I got to do exactly what I wanted to do without having to oblige to any social protocol or following suit to someone else's, ego. So when you follow your truth, and even if you speak your truth and that creates conflict for somebody else, and you do it with the best intention, the law of attraction and that universal balance will come in and will provide you the guidance that you need, and the healing or the activity or whatever it is that you need to do that's best for you. So you should always follow that. And that's a certain sense of intuition, and that that you've outgrown a situation or a person, and it always brings new beginnings or new people into your life. And it's not about just letting go and expecting it to go away right away. It's more of a flow. It's a slow process. But if you have that faith and that trust in the universe and that balance, then you just know that this is what happens. And it's just amazing. Like, the experiences and the stories that I have to describe these types of energies that happen and that balance that is always there, it's really practical. And those examples would give a lot of people understanding that, that's the truth, that's the real reality, that people only want to perceive what they see within themselves. And, as long as you're happy with yourself and your journey, then you're all good, right? There's nothing wrong with that.